I mean, we're not going into those mass incarceration, into their prisons and enslavement. We won't go into their ICE, what do you call his beautiful centers that he got. We won't go to where alligators live. Hell no, we won't go.
Yeah, you know what she's on about. In fact, it is so bad, the protesters even turned on each other.
Leave here! Leave here! Leave here! Leave here! Leave
The sight of homeless people, they're gone. I don't know where he's going to move them. I assume into camps, and they're going to end up on farms somewhere doing hard labor for people.
It's not about protecting the people anymore. Now it's about forcing the law on people.
It is a president, quote, undermining and negating power that a city already has in play to navigate its own city local population. It's not democratic.
This miserable has never experienced life without a golden spoon up, and you're sitting there acting like he's one of us. Let me learn you something here, Cletus. You are now and always will be closer to homeless than you ever will be to Trump. You know, he could lose 99% of his wealth, and that would still be true. So you for the fact that you're more than willing to demonize the homeless community as being the cause of crime in Washington, D.C.
I've said it a few times now. We need to start burning. There needs to be a consequence. We can't just let fascism take over. We can't let Orange Mustache Man, Cinnamon Hitler, we can't let him just do whatever he wants.
No.
At it with white people that triple trumped, that have the nerve and the audacity to walk into a Mexican restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, an Indian restaurant, go to perhaps their gay hairdresser. I don't think you should be able to enjoy anything but Cracker Barrel. When the felon, weeny mushroom piece of Cankles McTaco at the top of the ticket, I have had it from top to bottom. White people that triple Trump should be banned, boycotted from enjoying the best thing that America has to offer, which is multiculturalism.
Whoa, okay, well, let's experiment. I hope you don't like hiking, fishing, or being outdoors in general, because here is the Premier, Tim Houston.
Effective 4 p.m. today, we're telling Nova Scotians, stay out of the woods. We are restricting travel and activities that really aren't necessary for most of us. Hiking, camping, fishing, and the use of vehicles in the woods are not permitted. Trail systems through woods are off limits. Camping is allowed, but only in official campgrounds.
Look, don't leave home. Just stay at home, I think. Just stay where you are. Don't go outside. It is practically COVID 2.0, sealing Canadians off from the world. Welcome to 2025 authoritarianism.
Donald has just moved to Ireland. How do you feel about her coming to Ireland?
I'm pretty disgusted, to be honest. I'm fully aware of the housing situation here, and for someone to come to our country to hide from the President of the United States, they're very not welcome here. It's absolutely disgusting.
Now, okay, so even better. I don't care. Okay, so I would like for you to apologize, but it is derogatory, and second of all,
is tranny derogatory to you?
Well, now.
Yeah.
Of course,
tranny. Yeah, tranny. If that's derogatory, you I'm sorry.
Oh, that saying that President Biden had a mental acuity. He had a sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen decline.
Are black, and then she released this video. Oh, give me some space. It's way too hot up in here. I'm sweating out of my lace. Don't need no bottle service. We pulled up with our drinks. Trunk full of that Ace. Trunk full of that Henny. If we ain't got no Waffle House, we pulling up to the Denny's. I'ma give him a grand slam. He pulling off of the panties. The way he hit from the back, I might give him one of my Grammys. Did this for the culture. That left, right, and that bend it over. Got scissor and doja. I ate that. Now let's do it over. What did I told you? I'm going into October. Like the fun is over. Like summer's over.
Now this next ball, you don't get denim blue without black hands, without black knowledge. So why are they still centering whiteness to sell us something that we literally built? The iconic denim blue wouldn't exist without indigo. And indigo didn't grow here. Indigo was brought here along with the people who knew how to grow it, how to ferment it, and how to turn it into dye. Our ancestors mastered it long before white people knew what to do with the plant.
Has not stopped, and none of our personal lives have stopped. But also, at the same time, life in the United States is profoundly changing, is profoundly different than it was even 6 months ago. Because we do now live in a country that has an authoritarian leader in charge. We have a consolidating dictatorship in our country.
Well, he didn't. The Holy Spirit conceived Jesus in her womb.
Did Mary give God consent to put Jesus inside of her?
Okay, here it is.
Passed on to offspring? That American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is literally overt eugenics. I know you don't want to hear this, but if you want to talk about how that ad is promoting eugenics, which it absolutely is, we also have to talk about how choosing not to wear a mask when you can during an ongoing pandemic, because you're okay with a certain subset of people, primarily disabled people of color, dying for your own comfort, is also eugenics, just the more normalized kind.
We're gonna...
Don't fucking push me. You're taking him before I can take a phone number from him?
You need to stop.
You need to stop kidnapping people at the street.
100%.
You just dragged him away when I'm trying to call his family for him.
We're making an arrest. You need to stay
Show
back
me
from
your
my
arrest
way.
warrant then. Show me your arrest warrant.
I don't need to show you anything.
Yeah, because you're a liar.
You're not an interested party. You have no right to see that.
Stop! You guys are kidnapping people at the street.
In opinion, but if we took all MAGA men from ages 18 to 50 and replaced them with immigrants, violence against women and children would decrease to almost 0%.
Now let's step up the crazy and...
Integration happened and everybody thought they accept us. They don't accept us. They are showing us who they are. We should believe them. And we better have the courage to stand up. Otherwise, we will fall for anything. And in this country, we will be defeated, deported. I mean, we will lose all of our rights. And if you think it can't happen, it can. And I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen? How was somebody in a position to kill all them people? Well, good people remain silent. Or good people didn't realize that what happens to them can very soon happen to me or somebody I love.
LGBTQ. These are radical Christians in there that are housing neo-Nazis.
Right, but
you're defending... God,
they don't,
stupid.
They don't push gays off the top
Are
of the
you
building for being
kidding?
gay.
Shut the
No,
up,
they
you
don't.
bigot. Shut the up. You don't want to learn.
He needs to learn how to communicate like you do.
Shame!
Oh, are you going to threaten me?
Did you misgender her? Did you misgender her?
Apparently.
Now here are some truly confused folk in London. Not only...
Palestine will live forever! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Palestine!
Staying in the UK, the kids are revolting.
An autonomous grouping of disenfranchised students have today entered into occupation inside the building of Guild of Students in the University of Birmingham for the duration of the NUS conference, Lead and Change. After NUS have refused to answer our open letter calling out their complicity in genocide, instead responding indirectly to pressure without acknowledging it by publishing a statement which pretends to call for justice, but which, unlike their older statement on the Middle East crisis, doesn't commit to any planned or real action from NUS. Opposed to genocide, who have been marginalised by NUS's political abdication in the face of genocide. Our occupation will last for the duration of the Lead and Change conference, We're prepared to disrupt any location should the organisers attempt to transfer to another venue.
I respond to you saying that I was hyperbolic when I talked about a reign of terror.
Because that is hyperbolic.
No, it might be hyperbolic for you as a white man.
Oh, okay.
It's certainly not hyperbolic for me as a Latino. No, I'm not being racist.
It's incredible to dismiss my opinion for being a white man.
No, I'm not dismissing your opinion. I am telling you that what the Latino community, the brown community in America.
Speak in one voice.
Okay, well, let me speak with my voice. I mean, you said I was being hyperbolic. Let me respond.
Racially, sure.
I'm not. You being a white man as an insult.
When you invoke it to dismiss my
being a white man as an insult.
When you invoke it.
Do you think Latinos are living under circumstances that other people may not be right now in this country?
They make a point that Brad. All she's saying is that her view of the situation is different from yours. I don't think that's an insult.
She basically said I'm wrong because I'm a white man.
She just said I see it.
I see it differently.
She said I see it differently from you, which is not an insult. It's not, and it's also not a racial insult.
As a white man.
Now let's go to Anna's View co-host Sunny Hostin, who
were dying for this information. There was some sort of list that everybody thought was going to come out, and who's on the list. What's important for us to note is we shouldn't be repeating names that are on the list, because just because your name has not on the list, but in the documents, just because your name is on the documents doesn't mean that you have done anything criminally irresponsible or illegal or civilly irresponsible.
Or that you were a client.
Or that you were a client. These documents, as I read them, only reflect Epstein's sexual assaults of women and his sexual behavior. So I think that...
And Ghislaine also?
And Ghislaine. And so being named in this suit does not equate to being accused of wrongdoing. And I think that is extremely important because conspiracy theorists seem to not understand or enjoy facts.
Yes, passenger logs of Epstein's aircraft at least 7 times. That's already been made public. I mean, of course, Trump is denying any and all allegations, but all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
And let's stick with the ladies of The View. Whoopi.
Mind everybody who was out in the front lines marching when we had the giant marches that went on. Nope. It was the people. The people went out. They were not navel-gazing. It was older people who were saying, why are you touching my Social Security? It was not people whining. With much due respect to you both, I believe you are pointing the finger at the wrong person when you say Democrats.
And let's hear from Barack Obama, who's
coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. That's not acceptable.
Gosh, I can't believe that didn't work. But he is rooting for men on Michelle Obama's podcast. He explains that boys and men feel like they're not being valued.
And I would argue that some of the broad political trends we've seen, not just in this country, but around the world, have to do with this sense of, boys, men not feeling as if they are seen, feeling as if they count. Mm-hmm. And that then makes them more interested in appeals by folks who say, you know what, the reason you don't feel respected is because women have been doing this, or this group has been doing this, or that group's been doing this, and that is not that's not a healthy place to be.
Embarrassing. Now, to give her credit, she doesn't directly blame Trump for her online meltdown, but we all know who's to blame.
I want to drink. I want to numb it. I don't want to feel it. But my logical mind is like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to numb it. You know what will help you feel better is to just feel the feelings. Get through to the other side. Have a good cry. And yet I can't cry.
Now, the almighty LGBTQIA++ community is fracturing. This group that has enjoyed disproportionate power, disproportionate influence in recent years is splitting, with many in the LGB part, lesbians, gays and bisexuals, rejecting the excesses of the trans movement.
We are normal gays.
We are absolutely embarrassed by the insanity of queer ideology and are announcing our departure.
If you want to keep chugging along with the people who make everything about race, believe in thousands of genders, and transition children, be our guest.
If you stand for the separation between crazy and common sense,
and you no longer agree with the ideology of woke activism,
we are taking a stand by reposting, resharing, and refocusing our energy on us.
And let's see what happened when Ariel Scarcella, who you saw in that clip, attended Pride in New York. And
the procedures for people to be able to...
The Supreme Court just ruled on that.
On minors, yes, on minors.
You can no longer get gender-affirming care under 18 in Tennessee.
I agree with that, and I think a lot of LGBT people do, including a lot of my transsexual friends.
So what are trans kids supposed to do? Just sit and wait?
A lot of kids grow out of it.
What's the problem? A lot of kids grow out of it,
yes,
so you're saying it's a choice. You're saying it's a phase. This woman's coming to New York Pride trying to say, so why are we okay with this conservative influencer trying to say that transness is a choice?
Put words in my mouth. I literally didn't say that.
Why are we just letting this happen in the street? We're a half block away from the Pride Parade, and we're just going to let this happen?
Yeah, it's freedom of speech. I also didn't say that.
What's the problem with trans people?
If you let me, are you going to calm down? Are you going to let me talk? Because you're okay then.
Because you're spreading hate at a LGBT event.
I'm gay.
Incorporate the work and ideas of people of colour into each aspect of the curriculum. By rethinking the very foundations of our education system, we've replaced controversial books by white male authors, such as Of Mice and Men and The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, with pieces of literature that celebrate a diverse array of authors and themes. The whole point of decolonising the curriculum is to make the outlooks and experiences we study more universal. And naturally, these change with time.
Of course, it's only a coincidence that one of the controversial books by white male authors she has so eagerly got rid of is all about anti-Semitism and the son of a Nazi officer befriending a Jewish boy during the Holocaust. Yes.
White people and ethnic minorities. If you are tired of using this language that continues to center white folks, there is better language. She introduces us to the language people of the global majority. Oh, is accurate, right? And she names the way in which this term disrupts white supremacy, culture, and ideology.
Rest in peace, white couples in TV ads, 1950 to 2021. And it's true. When's the last time you saw two whites as a couple, rather than an interracial couple, let alone a whole white family, in a TV commercial? I was amused by this compilation someone put together of all the major brands busily making sure all the couples are multiracial. But it's not new. In fact, I remember back in the noughties when I was last involved in the advertising industry.
To white people, because white people are the dominant race in this country. Full stop.
You are calling me privileged when you don't know anything about me. I could have grown up in Section 8 housing.
This is privilege. Okay.
Sadly, this hatred of British culture or white culture or Anglo culture this week saw the disgraceful situation where a 12-year-old British girl was humiliated at school after wearing a sparkly Union Jack dress to her school's Culture Day.
Must be on the upper echelons of naivety if you think these fighting age men crossing the channel are here to adapt and assimilate into our way of British life. We have seen quite the opposite. I shouldn't be stood here today. There shouldn't be a women's safety initiative, but because of consecutive government failure, time and time again, our women and our girls are put last, and we simply will not stand for this anymore.
But still, the decolonise insanity that has gripped the UK now are set to be decolonised. The Telegraph claims the Grimsby Fishing Heritage Centre has a museum and it's dedicated to Grimsby's fishing heritage, but it's now seeking to address the possible links between this heritage and colonialism and racism.